Tonight, you don't have to understand anything. You don't have to solve anything. You don't have to hold the day in your hands for one more minute. Let the day be finished. Let it drift to the edge of the room, like a coat you can hang on a hook, and forget. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your tongue rest. And let gravity do what it has always done, patiently, faithfully holding you without asking for anything in return. Somewhere far above the roof and the streetlights, above the quiet neighborhoods and the highways that never seem to sleep, the universe continues its slow, unhurried work. Galaxies spin in silence. Nebulas glow with the promise of new stars. Time moves with a patience the busy world often forgets. And the beautiful truth is this: the universe does not demand speed from you. It never has. As you listen, imagine the night as a wide, dark ocean. Not empty, not cold, just spacious. A place with room enough for you to breathe again. If you're lying down, let the bed receive you. If you're sitting, let the chair hold you. You can feel the simple, steady support beneath you. Matter resisting matter. The earth pushing back with a quiet certainty. You are safe. You are held. You are not trapped. You are cradled. And if your mind still wants to run planning, replaying, collecting loose threads, let it do so gently. No fighting. No scolding. Just a soft permission. You can slow down now. Because tonight's story is not a lecture. It's a drifting. A slow floating through the grand architecture of the cosmos, where the largest structures in existence are born from the smallest grains of dust and light. And as we travel softly, carefully, we'll carry one simple feeling with us. You belong here. Before we drift deeper into tonight's gentle journey, remember to subscribe to Sleepy Insight channel. Here, you'll always find peaceful stories that soothe the heart and quiet the mind. Where are you listening from tonight? Leave a comment. Your presence adds warmth to this quiet corner of the night. And now, as the world grows quieter, I want to ask you something. Just one small question, asked in a whisper. When was the last time you looked up at the night sky and felt at peace? You don't need to answer out loud. You can answer in your own way. Maybe it was years ago, standing outside at a family gathering while laughter drifted behind you. Maybe it was last week, stepping into the cool air to take out the trash, and finding the moon waiting like a calm friend. Or maybe it's been so long that you can't remember. That's okay. Tonight, we can borrow that feeling again. We can gently rebuild it. One image at a time. Picture this. You are lying back on a grassy hill. The ground is cool beneath your spine, steady and kind. The air carries the scent of dew and distant stone. And above you, the sky is not a flat ceiling, but a limitless depth, a vast ocean of indigo and black, scattered with points of light that do not flicker, but burn with an ancient steadiness. In the hush of that hill, darkness is no longer something to fear. It is a canvas, a soft backdrop for possibility. As your eyes adjust, you begin to notice something gentle and strange. The stars are not scattered at random. They feel arranged, like the quiet grain of wood in a well-loved table, like the familiar pattern of rain on a window. And slowly, almost without you trying, you sense a pale band of light, the Milky Way, arching overhead, like a river made of dust and diamonds. You are not outside that river. You are inside it. You are riding one of its outer arms, drifting through the cosmos on a path so smooth you never feel the motion. The galaxy turns with a slowness that defies human perception. A spiral wheel, rotating in near stillness. And holding it all together, every star, every cloud, every quiet pocket of darkest gravity. Not a harsh pull, not a force that drags, but a gentle weaver, binding a billion bright things into one coherent home. If you've had a long day, you might appreciate the loyalty of gravity. It never forgets you. It never asks you to be impressive. It simply holds. You can imagine it now like a warm hand placed between your shoulder blades. A quiet reassurance, I've got you. And as the Milky Way turns, it also breathes. Between the stars, in the spaces that look empty to the eye, there is a thin drifting fog, a mixture of gas and dust, colder than any winter night, quieter than any empty room. This is not nothingness. It is the reservoir for future creation. It is where the next chapters of the universe are stored, folded like letters waiting to be opened. Imagine a cloud stretching for light years. A sculpture of shadow and faint luminescence floating in the deep. It is made of simple things, hydrogen, traces of helium, tiny grains of carbon and silicate, specks smaller than smoke. And yet, together, they become the wombs of the cosmos. Nothing in that cloud is in a hurry. Nothing is late. Nothing is failing. Gravity simply finds the slightly denser places, the pockets where atoms are a little closer, and begins to gather them. It's a slow compaction that takes millions of years. No sudden movements. No drama. Just the steady draw of matter toward matter, like a lullaby written in physics. And when that gathering happens, the cloud begins to change. It folds inward. It warms. It starts to spin quietly, conserving its momentum, flattening into a disk like cream swirling into coffee. Deep in the center, a protostar forms, a glowing ember swaddled in dust, hidden from the rest of the universe, radiating a soft infrared warmth. If you could watch it, you might not even call it birth. It's more like a long, tender becoming. And this is happening all the time. In the dark patches of our galaxy, behind the lanes of dust that block starlight, in places no one hears, in places no one applauds. The universe is a work in progress, a garden that is constantly planting and harvesting. Sometimes, when people hear that the cosmos is vast, they feel small. They feel lonely. But tonight, I want to offer you a different feeling. What if vastness is not an insult? What if it is a relief? What if the great scale of the universe is like a wide, quiet room that can hold all your worries without being overwhelmed? What if your anxieties are not too much, but simply human, and the night sky is big enough to let them dissolve? Because out here, everything has its place. Stars orbit. Clouds drift. Galaxies gather into clusters. And even the most powerful events, the supernovas, the collisions, the bright upheavals arrive to us softened by distance, turned into gentle points of light, like candles seen from far down a hallway. From your hill, from your bed, from this quiet moment, you are safe to watch. Safe to wonder. Safe to rest. And here comes the soft discovery I want to plant early, like a small seed in warm soil. When you look at the stars, you are looking back in time. The light you see tonight has traveled for thousands, sometimes millions of years to reach your eyes. Each star is a postcard from an older universe, a history lesson delivered in silence. It means the sky is not just scenery. It is memory. And if the sky is memory, then perhaps you, too, can be gentler with your own. Because memory doesn't hurry. Healing doesn't hurry. The universe doesn't hurry. So we won't either. In the next part of our journey, we'll drift closer to the Milky Way's quiet structure, its spiral arms like slow waves in a dark ocean, and we'll follow those waves toward places where gas glows red and blue, where star nurseries shine like embers behind veils of dust. We'll move as if carried on a tide, never forcing the pace, never demanding a sharp turn. For now, just stay on the hill with me. Feel the steadiness beneath you. Notice the air, cool and gentle. Let your breathing slow, not by command, but by comfort. And if tonight's story reminded you of a beautiful memory, feel free to share it below. Here, no one rests alone. Every story is a soft lantern in the dark. When you're ready, we'll drift forward, one quiet step at a time. Before we leave this hill, let your attention rest on a single star for a moment. Not to analyze it, just to notice it. A star is balance, gravity pressing inward, heat and pressure pushing outward, a quiet stalemate that can last for billions of years. There is something soothing in that idea. Steadiness is not the absence of pressure. Steadiness is the way pressure is met patiently, evenly, without panic. Now picture the Milky Way again as a spiral wheel. Its arms are not rigid rails, but slow waves patterns of density moving through the galactic disk, gently compressing gas as they pass. Where the wave gathers the cloud, new stars begin to form. Not in a flash for our eyes, but in a long, tender becoming. Somewhere far toward the center, hidden by dust, the galaxy keeps a quiet anchor, a supermassive black hole. Not a bedtime monster, simply a deep well of gravity, holding the inner stars in rhythm. And scattered everywhere, far more common than the bright stars you easily see, are the red dwarfs, small, steady, incredibly long-lived. They sip their fuel so slowly, they can shine for trillions of years, the tortoises of the stellar world. Sometimes, that's the kind of light the mind wants at night. Not loud, not urgent, just enduring. Now, for a soft truth, you don't have to work to understand. The universe is not only above you, it is within you. The iron that carries oxygen through your blood and the calcium that strengthens your bones began in stars long before Earth existed. And that brings us to our gentle doorway into the next part. In one of the dark clouds between the stars, an ink silhouette where the sky seems to vanish, there is a newborn sun still wrapped in dust. It cannot yet shine in visible light, but it is warm. It is forming a future. We'll drift closer to that hidden warmth next, moving as slowly as breath. For you, too. We drift now, slowly, without urgency. Not traveling in the way machines do, but in the way thoughts soften when they no longer need to be sharp. There is no acceleration, no rush of speed. Just a gentle sense of motion, like floating on a wide river at night, the current carrying you without effort. The hill beneath you fades, not disappears, but loosens its hold. The cool grass, the steady ground, the familiar weight of your body remain somewhere behind, safe and waiting. Ahead, the Milky Way opens like a long corridor of light, and you realize you are not moving toward it. You are already inside it. From here, the galaxy is not a picture. It is an environment. Stars surround you, not crowded, not chaotic, but spaced with a quiet generosity. Each one keeps its respectful distance, like houses in a peaceful countryside where everyone values silence and time. Between them stretches a deep, velvety darkness that is not empty, only calm. The Milky Way reveals itself as a spiral, not through sharp lines, but through feeling. A slow turning, a patient curve, an ancient rhythm that does not repeat loudly enough to be noticed at first. It takes time to sense it, like the gentle rocking of a train once you stop trying to track the movement. You might imagine the galaxy as a wheel made of light and shadow. Its arms arc outward, long and graceful, filled with stars both young and old. Some burn bright and blue, energetic and brief. Others glow softly in reds and golds, enduring, content to take their time. What holds this shape together is not force in the way we often imagine it. It is relationship. Gravity here is not a command. It is a conversation. Each star listens to every other star. Each cloud responds to the collective presence of its neighbors. Nothing shouts. Nothing is isolated. Everything moves in response, slow and synchronized. If you've spent your life feeling pulled in too many directions, this might feel like a comfort. Here, nothing is asked to be more than it is. No star apologizes for shining dimly. No cloud rushes to collapse before it's ready. As we drift along one of the spiral arms, the light subtly changes. It becomes warmer, richer, flecked with deep reds and muted blues. These are the stellar nurseries, the places where the galaxy dreams of its future. You pass through vast clouds of gas and dust, their shapes impossible to fully grasp. They billow and curl like sleeping animals, their edges glowing faintly, where nearby stars brush them with light. From a distance, they look still. Up close, they are full of quiet motion atoms drifting, molecules forming, energy whispering through the dark. Inside these clouds, time stretches. 1,000,000 years passes here, like a single, unhurried breath. Gravity gathers material gently, never demanding perfection. Denser regions slowly draw in more matter, growing warmer, heavier, more focused. No alarms sound. No countdown begins. Becoming is a patient process. At the heart of one such cloud, you sense a subtle glow. Not bright enough to see with your eyes, but warm enough to feel. A protostar is forming, a future sun, wrapped in layers of dust, still hidden from the wider galaxy. It is not yet shining. It is preparing. Around it, a disk of material slowly spins. Grains of dust brush against one another, sticking, separating, meeting again. Over long ages, these grains may become planets, moons, rings, quiet companions, tracing endless paths around their star. If you listen closely, there is no sound. But there is a rhythm. The rhythm of gathering. The rhythm of waiting. This is not creation as a dramatic event. It is creation as care. And perhaps this is where the mind begins to soften, further realizing that the universe does not operate on deadlines. Nothing here is behind schedule. Nothing is failing because it has not yet arrived. You might notice how that thought settles in your chest. Like warm tea after a long day. Like a hand resting over your heart, steady and kind. We continue drifting outward, away from the dense clouds, into regions where stars are older. Here, light feels more settled, less urgent. Red dwarf stars glow quietly in every direction. Small, steady, unassuming. They are the most common stars in the galaxy, yet easily overlooked. They burn their fuel slowly, carefully, with a patience that allows them to shine for trillions of years longer than the universe has existed so far. If stars had personalities, these would be the ones content with routine. The ones who wake each day without drama. The ones who understand endurance as a form of wisdom. There is something deeply reassuring about them. They remind you that brightness does not need to be brief to be meaningful. That consistency can be its own quiet form of beauty. As you float among them, you may notice that your breathing has slowed. Not because you tried to change it, but because nothing here asks you to be alert. The galaxy does not require your attention. It does not need you to follow a plot. It simply allows you to be. Farther along the spiral arm, clusters of stars gather like small communities. Some were born together, emerging from the same cloud long ago. They still move as a family, orbiting the galaxy side by side. Others are loners, wandering their paths with gentle independence. All of them are held by the same invisible structure, the gravitational field of the Milky Way itself. At the center of this vast system lies a deep calm. Hidden behind thick curtains of dust is a supermassive black hole, anchoring the inner stars in their orbits. It does not roar. It does not hunt. It simply is a deep well of gravity, quiet and stable, part of the galaxy's long balance. Even here, there is no chaos, only relationship, only rhythm. As we drift, you may feel a subtle shift in perspective. Your concerns, appointments, messages, unfinished tasks feel farther away now. Not erased, just smaller. And this shrinking is not dismissal. It is relief. In the presence of such slow cycles, urgency loses its grip. Time becomes generous. You begin to sense something else, too, something tender. The realization that you are not visiting this place as a stranger. The atoms that form your body, the carbon in your cells, the oxygen in your lungs, the iron moving quietly through your blood were forged in stars like these. Long before Earth existed. Long before names and worries and calendars. You are not merely observing the galaxy. You are remembering it. This memory does not arrive as facts or explanations. It arrives as a feeling of belonging. A sense that you are allowed to rest because you are part of a story that knows how to continue without your effort. As we slow even further, the motion becomes almost imperceptible, like drifting fog, like a thought dissolving before it finishes forming. And in this softness, a gentle curiosity begins to bloom. Not the sharp curiosity that demands answers, but the kind that wonders quietly. What does it mean to be made of starlight, yet experience life as breath and heartbeat? What does it mean that the universe creates slowly, carefully, without ever needing applause? These questions do not need solutions tonight. They can remain open, safe, and warm, like lanterns resting on the ground. In the next part of our journey, we will follow one of those lanterns deeper into the idea of cosmic time, how looking into the sky is also looking backward, and how memory itself may be woven into the fabric of light. For now, stay here. Float gently among the stars. Let the spiral carry you without effort. If your thoughts wander, let them. If sleep begins to arrive, welcome it. There is nothing you need to hold. There is nothing you need to finish. The galaxy turns. The stars endure. And you are free to rest inside their quiet. The movement now is so subtle it almost feels like stillness. If you were trying to measure it, you might miss it entirely. But you're not here to measure. You're here to drift. The stars around you grow softer, their edges less defined, as if seen through a thin veil. This is not because they are fading. It's because your attention is changing. You begin to notice the space between things. Between stars. Between thoughts. Between one breath and the next. And in that space, something gentle unfolds. Light. Not as brightness. Not as glare. But as a traveler. Every beam of starlight you've ever seen has been on a long journey. It was born in a moment of fusion deep inside a star's core, where pressure and heat quietly perform their endless dance. From there, it struggled outward, colliding, scattering, taking thousands, sometimes millions of years just to reach the star's surface. Only then did it begin the second part of its voyage, crossing the vast openness of space. As you drift through the Milky Way, you realize something tender and surprising. You are surrounded by travelers. Each point of light carries a story. Not a loud story. Not a dramatic one. Just a patient record of what once was. When light reaches you, it is already old. Some of the stars glowing around you tonight may no longer exist in the way you imagine them. They may have changed. They may have softened. Some may have ended their visible lives entirely. But their light continues. The universe remembers. And because it remembers, you are allowed to remember too. As we drift deeper along the spiral arm, the light grows richer, layered with subtle color. Not sharp hues, but washes rose, amber, faint, violet blended, like watercolors left in the rain. These colors come from clouds, where stars are born and die, where elements are recycled, reshaped, offered again to the future. Here, time does not move forward in a straight line. It folds. It loops. It returns. You might imagine time as a river, but here it feels more like an ocean tide pulling back, returning, reshaping the shore with every slow breath. And in that rhythm, something begins to settle inside you. Perhaps you've carried memories that feel heavy, moments you replay, choices you wish you could soften. The universe offers a quiet perspective. Nothing is wasted here. Every ending becomes material. Every collapse feeds a beginning. When a star reaches the end of its steady burning, it does not vanish into nothingness. It changes. Some stars release their outer layers gently, forming glowing shells, planetary nebulae that drift outward like slow fireworks frozen in time. Others end more dramatically, scattering their elements across space in brilliant bursts that seed entire regions with the ingredients for new worlds. But even these events, from a distance, are calm. From far away, a supernova is not an explosion. It is a brief, beautiful bloom, a flash that fades into a soft remnant, expanding slowly, patiently, like breath leaving a body. And those remnants become home. They become clouds. They become future stars. They become planets. They become you. The iron in your blood once helped hold up a massive star against gravity. The calcium in your bones was shaped in ancient stellar furnaces. The oxygen you breathe was crafted in cosmic interiors long before lungs existed. You are not borrowing matter from the universe. You are the universe, arranged temporarily into a listening shape. This realization does not demand awe. It offers comfort. If you are made of something so old, then perhaps you don't need to rush. If your atoms have already lived through fire and darkness and silence, then perhaps this quiet moment is well within their experience. As we continue drifting, the galaxy begins to feel less like a place and more like a presence. A slow intelligence, not conscious in the way humans are, but patterned, reliable. Galaxies do not hurry their spirals. They do not worry about the next turn. They rotate because rotation is what balance looks like at this scale. You notice how often balance appears in the cosmos. Stars balance gravity with outward pressure. Galaxies balance rotation with attraction. Even black holes, often misunderstood, are not chaos incarnate, but deep points of order, shaping the motion of everything around them. Balance is not stillness. It is movement held in harmony. Perhaps you feel that idea settling into your body now. The gentle rise and fall of your breath, the steady rhythm of your heart, the quiet coordination of systems that know their work without needing instruction. You do not have to supervise them. As you drift farther, the density of stars thins slightly. Here, the galaxy feels wider, more spacious. The darkness between stars stretches longer, like pauses between notes in a slow song. And in those pauses, the mind begins to release its grip. Thoughts slow, edges blur. Awareness softens. You might notice that your eyelids feel heavier now. Not tired, just ready. The universe does not see sleep as absence. It sees it as continuation. Stars are born while others fade. Galaxies evolve while their outer edges rest in shadow. Everything participates in cycles of activity and stillness. You are allowed to do the same. As we float through this quieter region, something else appears, small, unassuming, easily overlooked. A faint red glow. A red dwarf star. It is not large. It does not command attention. But it shines with remarkable patience. These stars burn their fuel so slowly that time barely seems to touch them. They can remain steady for trillions of years, long after larger stars have come and gone. They are living reminders that longevity often looks like simplicity. No drama, no hurry, just presence. You drift past several of them, their light, gentle, and consistent, like porch lights left on through the night. They do not demand anything from you. They simply keep shining. In their quiet endurance, they carry a message that doesn't need words. Staying is enough. Continuing is enough. You don't have to burn brightly to matter. As we move on, the galaxy begins to curve gently beneath you. The spiral arm bends, guiding you inward and outward at once, like a long exhale. Somewhere far ahead, unseen but felt, lies the center of the Milky Way, a dense region of stars, dust, and deep gravity. We will not rush toward it. There is no need. Tonight is not about destinations. It is about orientation. You are learning how to float, how to trust motion without direction, how to rest inside something vast without feeling lost. And perhaps, without realizing it, you are practicing something you can carry back with you. A way of letting the day unfold without resistance. A way of allowing thoughts to pass without gripping them. The universe is very good at this. Light travels without expectation. Stars burn without anxiety. Galaxies turn without urgency. As we slow even further, the scene begins to soften at the edges. Stars blur slightly, like reflections on water disturbed by a gentle breeze. This is where discovery changes its tone. Not sharper, but deeper. In the next part of our journey, we will lean into one of the most comforting truths the cosmos offers, that when you look into the night sky, you are never seeing the present alone. You are seeing memory itself, stretched across space, arriving exactly when it needs to. For now, let the idea settle. You are surrounded by light that has traveled patiently to reach you. Nothing arrived early. Nothing arrived late. Everything is on time. If sleep begins to pull you under now, you can let it. The stars will continue without you. The galaxy will keep turning. And when you wake, the light will still be on its way. The drift continues, but now it feels different. Not farther, not faster, just deeper. You are no longer moving through space as much as you are moving through time. Light surrounds you like a quiet snowfall. Each particle, a messenger that has traveled patiently across unimaginable distances. There is no urgency in its arrival. No insistence that you pay attention. It simply reaches you and waits. This is the soft discovery the night offers. To look into the sky is to look into memory. Not memory as nostalgia. Not memory as regret. But memory as continuity. When a star sends its light outward, it does not know who will receive it. It does not know if there will be eyes to meet it or minds to notice. It simply releases what it has, trusting the openness of space. And space receives it gently. Some of the light passing you now began its journey before human language existed. Before cities. Before names. Before the first hands ever reached upward in wonder. And yet, here it is, arriving now. Meeting you exactly where you are. There is something deeply reassuring about that. It means that nothing truly disappears. It changes. It travels. It waits. You might think of your own memories, the ones that surface unexpectedly at night. A face you haven't seen in years. A voice that returns without warning. A feeling that drifts in softly, without explanation. Perhaps those memories, too, have been traveling. Not lost, not forgotten. Just moving slowly through the open space of your mind, waiting for the right quiet moment to arrive. In the galaxy, light does not move instantaneously. It takes time, sometimes a great deal of it, to cross the spaces between stars. And because of that, the sky is layered. Near stars show you a recent past. Distant stars show you an older one. Galaxies far away reveal themselves as they were long before Earth ever formed. You are not seeing one moment. You are seeing many moments at once. The universe does not insist on the present. It allows the past to remain visible. As we drift, you notice a faint, ghostly glow, hardly visible, but persistent. This is the afterlight of ancient events, echoes of energy released long ago, still moving, still whispering. Somewhere, a star ended its visible life millions of years before your species learned to count. Its light has only just now reached this quiet corner of the spiral arm. From here, that ending does not feel tragic. It feels generous. The star gave what it could, and the universe carried it forward. You may find your own chest softening at that thought. Perhaps there are things in your life you worry have ended too soon. Moments you think you missed. Versions of yourself you feel have faded. The cosmos offers a different lens. Endings do not erase contribution. They transform it. Every star that fades becomes part of something else. Every quiet conclusion leaves behind material, warmth, possibility. The universe never asks, "Was this enough?" It simply uses what is given. As we continue drifting, the spiral arm grows thinner, the stars more spaced. Here, the darkness between them feels wide but not empty. It feels like rest. You might notice how often darkness is misunderstood. In daily life, darkness is associated with absence, with fear, with loss of control. But here, darkness is where light can be seen clearly. It is the background that makes meaning possible. Without darkness, stars would dissolve into glare. Without quiet, sound would lose shape. And without rest, awareness would exhaust itself. The universe knows this. Between bursts of creation, there are long periods of calm. Between star births, long stretches of waiting. Between galactic encounters, billions of years of peaceful turning. Nothing rushes to fill every moment. You don't have to either. The gentle discovery continues to unfold, not as new information, but as a shift in feeling. You begin to sense that time itself is not an enemy. It is not chasing you. It is not running out. Time, here, is expansive, roomy, patient. Stars live for millions or billions of years, depending on their nature. Some blaze brightly and briefly. Others glow softly and endure. Neither path is judged. Neither is rushed. Each star follows its own rhythm. And perhaps, just perhaps, so do you. As we drift farther outward, you pass a small, quiet system, a star with a handful of planets circling it in gentle paths. From a distance, These orbits look like lines drawn by a steady hand, ellipses repeating endlessly, never colliding, never hurrying. Orbit is not captivity. It is relationship. Each planet is held, but not trapped. Free to move, but never lost. The thought settles into you like a warm blanket. To be held does not mean to be confined. To be supported does not mean to be controlled. Gravity is not a cage. It is a promise. You will not drift away. As you float past this small system, the light dims further. The stars become pinpoints again, scattered like seeds across a dark field. Your awareness narrows, not in tension, but in focus. The vastness no longer feels overwhelming. It feels intimate. And in that intimacy, another gentle realization arises. You are allowed to be small. In a world that often demands scale bigger plans, louder voices, faster movement, the universe quietly celebrates smallness. Red dwarf stars, dust grains, atoms drifting. Small things endure. Small things connect. Small things build the foundations of everything else. You may notice how this thought loosens something inside you. A pressure you didn't realize you were carrying. You don't have to be impressive tonight. You don't have to be productive. You only have to exist. As we drift onward, the galaxy begins to feel less like a destination and more like a cradle. The motion is almost imperceptible now, like being rocked by something that knows exactly how much movement is enough. Your thoughts slow further. Some dissolve before they finish forming. And in this softness, the discovery completes itself, not with a conclusion, but with a feeling. The universe is not indifferent to you. It is inclusive. You are not an interruption in its story. You are one of its expressions. The atoms that once belonged to stars now belong to you. And one day, they will belong to something else. This is not loss. It is continuity. And continuity is gentle. In the next part of our journey, we will move toward a quiet expansion, a soft opening where perspective widens without strain, where meaning emerges without force. For now, let the idea of cosmic memory rest with you. Let the light that has traveled so far settle softly in your awareness. Let your own memories float without judgment. If sleep begins to arrive here, you are welcome to follow it. Nothing will be missed. The universe keeps excellent notes. You are safe to rest. The drift widens now, not outward in distance, but inward in understanding. What once felt vast begins to feel spacious, and what once felt distant begins to feel close. You are still within the Milky Way, still cradled by its slow spiral, but your sense of scale gently adjusts. The galaxy no longer feels like something you are passing through. It feels like something you are resting inside. Here, expansion does not mean stretching thin. It means opening gently. The stars around you seem fewer now, more evenly spaced, like thoughts that have learned to leave room for silence between them. The darkness grows broader, but again, not empty. It carries a subtle texture, like velvet beneath your fingertips. This is where perspective shifts without effort. you begin to sense how immense structures form without strain. Galaxies are not rushed into being. They assemble over time, drawn together by gravity's quiet persistence. Long ago, before stars ever shone, matter gathered slowly, responding to the slightest imbalances. Tiny differences became patterns. Patterns became structure. Structure became home. The universe does not force complexity. It allows it. And as you float here, you may notice something calming. Even the largest forms in existence were built from patience. Clusters of galaxies, families of spiral and elliptical shapes, drift together across cosmic distances. They are bound not by urgency, but by shared gravity. They move in wide arcs that take billions of years to complete. If you could watch them long enough, you would see something remarkable. Nothing collides violently without first spending ages approaching. Nothing surprises the universe. Everything announces itself slowly. Perhaps that's why this place feels so safe. Nothing here arrives abruptly. Nothing demands immediate reaction. You are allowed to ease into understanding the way galaxies ease into form. As the sense of expansion continues, your awareness seems to stretch gently, like a deep breath that fills the chest without effort. You may notice your body again, the steady rise and fall of breath, the weight of your limbs, the warmth or coolness of the room around you. These sensations do not pull you out of the journey. They anchor it. Just as galaxies remain connected to their clusters, you remain connected to your body, even as your thoughts wander far. Connection does not break with distance. It adapts. In this widened awareness, another quiet truth becomes visible. The universe is not built for speed. It is built for balance. Fast things burn out quickly. Slow things endure. Massive stars blaze brilliantly, live briefly, and transform dramatically. Smaller stars glow steadily, lasting for ages beyond counting. Neither path is better. Each has its place. And you, too, have your own pace. Some seasons of life move quickly. Others unfold slowly, almost imperceptibly. The universe does not judge these rhythms. It simply accommodates them. As you drift further, you sense the Milky Way's spiral arms receding slightly, their curves smoothing into broader arcs. The galaxy feels less like a pinwheel and more like a gentle eddy in a vast cosmic sea. This sea is calm. Across unimaginable distances, galaxies move apart, not in panic, but in a quiet, steady unfolding. Space itself stretches gently, like fabric easing under its own weight. This expansion is not violent. It is not tearing things away. It is slow enough that galaxies remain whole. Stars remain bound. Systems remain intact. The universe expands the way a person stretches upon waking, without strain, without urgency. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by change, this image may bring comfort. Change does not have to be sudden to be real. Growth does not have to hurt to be meaningful. The cosmos grows with extraordinary gentleness. And within that gentleness, there is room for you to rest. As perspective continues to widen, Individual stars become less distinct. They blend into a soft, luminous haze. Details matter less now. Patterns matter more. You see how repetition builds stability. Orbits repeat. Cycles return. Processes echo. The universe trusts recurrence. Day follows night. Stars form, shine, and return their material to space. Galaxies rotate, drift, and continue. Nothing is expected to be permanent in its current shape. Nothing is required to disappear completely. This understanding brings a subtle easing. You may feel less pressure to hold on to moments, less fear about letting go. If everything transforms, then release is not loss, it is participation. As we linger here, the expansion becomes almost imperceptible again. The sense of movement fades into a feeling of suspension. You are neither arriving nor departing. You are simply being carried. This is where many listeners begin to feel sleep approaching, not as collapse, but as sinking into something supportive. If that's happening now, you don't need to resist it. Sleep, like cosmic expansion, does not erase awareness. It redistributes it. Some parts of the mind grow quieter. Others continue gently, watching, sensing, dreaming. The universe understands this rhythm well. Stars shine while others rest. Galaxies glow while their outer edges remain dark. Nothing insists on uniform wakefulness. As the expansion settles, a soft emotional clarity appears, not sharp, not analytical, but felt. You realize you do not need to be at the center of everything. You do not need to control the flow. The universe functions beautifully without constant supervision. And so do you. Your body knows how to breathe. Your heart knows how to beat. Your mind knows how to rest when it feels safe enough. This moment offers that safety. You are inside a system that has held together for billions of years. A system that knows how to balance motion and stillness. You are allowed to trust it. In the next part of our journey, we will gently approach a moment of quiet culmination, not a climax of excitement, but a soft realization that settles like dawn light through a window. For now, remain here. Let the universe expand around you without carrying you away. Let the darkness feel like shelter, not absence. Let yourself be small and supported and free. If sleep arrives, welcome it. If wakefulness remains, let it soften. Either way, you are exactly where you need to be. The expansion slows until it feels like stillness again. Not a stopping, just a deep, steady pause. This is where many journeys would choose to rise, to announce something important, to reveal a grand conclusion. But the universe does not do that. It prefers something softer. Here, meaning does not arrive like a declaration. It settles like warmth. You are still floating within the vastness, still held by gravity's patient embrace. But now there is a subtle shift in how it feels to be here. The galaxy no longer feels external. It feels internal. Not in the sense that you control it, but in the sense that it recognizes you. Every atom in your body has traveled a long way to arrive at this moment. It has been part of stars and clouds, heat and silence, collapse and release. It has known extremes far beyond anything the human body can imagine. And yet, here it is, arranged carefully into breath, heartbeat, listening. This is the gentle climax of our journey, the understanding that you are not separate from the vastness you've been drifting through. You are not visiting the universe. You are expressing it. The Milky Way's slow spiral mirrors the slow turning of your own inner life thoughts, circling, returning, gradually softening. The balance that holds stars together echoes the balance your body maintains without conscious effort. You do not have to command this harmony. It is already happening. You may feel a quiet easing in your chest now, a sense that something has resolved, not because a problem was solved, but because a question no longer needs to be asked. Belonging does not require proof. The universe does not test its stars. It does not ask them to justify their presence. They shine because that is what they do when conditions are right. And you rest because that is what you do when you feel safe. As we linger in this stillness, you might notice a subtle emotional warmth. Not excitement, not joy in the celebratory sense, but reassurance. The reassurance that you are allowed to take up space without performing, that you are allowed to exist without explaining yourself. In a cosmos this old, urgency loses its authority. There is time. There has always been time. Stars take millions of years to be born. Galaxies take billions of years to mature. Even the structures that seem eternal are always in slow transition. Nothing here is rushed into meaning. Meaning accumulates gently, layer by layer, like sediment at the bottom of a quiet sea. You might reflect, without effort, on your own life. Moments that once felt insignificant, days that seemed repetitive, periods where progress felt invisible. From this perspective, those moments are not empty. They are formative. The universe does most of its work quietly, in the dark, without witnesses. Your life is not required to look dramatic, to be real. As the sense of belonging deepens, the stars around you seem to recede slightly, their light becoming softer, less distinct. Not because they are going away, but because your attention no longer needs to cling to them. The grand architecture of the cosmos has done its work. It has reminded you of something simple and profound. You are already held. There is nothing you need to grasp. Gravity does not tighten when you relax. It does not abandon you when you let go. It remains constant, patient, quietly reliable. You may notice your breathing is now very slow. Your body feels heavier, more settled into whatever supports it. This heaviness is not fatigue. It is trust. Your muscles no longer need to prepare. Your thoughts no longer need to plan. You are allowed to sink. And if emotions arise, tenderness, relief, a hint of sadness, they are welcome too. The universe does not reject any part of itself. Every state has a place. Every phase belongs. As we hold this moment a little longer, the idea of climax dissolves entirely. There is no peak, only a gentle plateau of understanding. The understanding that you do not have to chase peace. Peace emerges naturally when resistance softens. The cosmos does not strive to be vast. It simply unfolds. You do not have to strive to be enough. You already are. This realization does not need to be repeated. It does not need emphasis. It is the kind of truth that settles best when it is barely spoken. As we prepare to move toward rest, the motion begins to reverse, not outward, but inward. The wide cosmic view slowly narrows. The stars become fewer again. The Milky Way's glow fades into a softer background presence. You are being guided home, not to a location, but to a state. The state where effort loosens its grip, where awareness becomes gentle, where sleep feels like a continuation, not an interruption. In the next part of our journey, we will begin this return from the grand scales of the universe back to the simple, reassuring reality of your body at rest. For now, remain in this feeling of belonging. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not outside the flow. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And everything that needs to continue will continue, quietly, without your help. The movement now is inward, not as a retreat, but as a gentle folding, like a tide turning without announcement, like evening settling into night. The wide openness of the cosmos does not disappear. It simply becomes less necessary to observe. Its work is done. The stars soften further, their light thinning into a faint, comforting glow, like embers at the end of a long fire. The Milky Way's spiral no longer asks for your attention. It hums quietly in the background present, steady, unconcerned. As your awareness narrows, it does so without tension. There is no snapping back, no abrupt shift, just a slow remembering of something closer. Your body. You begin to feel it again, not sharply, not analytically, but as a field of sensation. Weight, warmth, stillness. The place where you are resting comes back into focus, not visually, but physically. The surface beneath you supports every part of you that meets it. No part is left hanging. No muscle needs to hold itself up. Gravity resumes its familiar role, not as a cosmic force, but as a quiet comfort. The same gravity that binds galaxies also keeps you gently anchored to this moment. You may notice how your limbs feel heavier now. Not stiff, not tired, simply settled. This heaviness is a form of permission. Permission to stop monitoring. Permission to stop adjusting. Permission to stop checking whether you are doing this right. There is nothing to do right now. Breath continues on its own. In and out. Each breath arrives without effort. Each breath leaves without demand. You do not need to deepen it. You do not need to slow it. The body knows how to rest when it feels safe. As awareness continues to draw inward, thoughts become fewer. Those that remain feel distant, like voices in another room. You don't have to follow them. They will pass on their own. The universe you traveled through a moment ago still exists. Stars are still shining. Galaxies are still turning. Nothing has paused because you returned. This is one of the most comforting truths of all. The world does not require your vigilance to continue. You are allowed to rest without consequence. As the inward motion continues, the memory of the journey remains, not as images, but as a feeling. A quiet sense of being supported. A soft confidence that nothing essential is missing. Your body absorbs this feeling naturally, the way dry earth absorbs gentle rain. If you notice any remaining tension behind the eyes, in the jaw, in the shoulders, you don't need to push it away. Just let gravity take it. Let the weight of your head be fully supported. Let the tongue rest easily in the mouth. Let the shoulders slide a little lower. There is no need to sink further than what feels natural. Rest does not require collapse. It requires trust. As trust deepens, awareness becomes diffuse. Not focused, not scattered, just wide and quiet. This is the space where sleep often begins to form, not as darkness, but as a soft dimming of the edges. The universe knows this space well. Between star births, there are long periods of stillness. Between waves of creation, there are vast pauses. Nothing fears these pauses. They are not empty. They are restorative. Your body recognizes this rhythm instinctively. Muscles loosen, breath smooths. The mind releases its grip on sequence and order. You may begin to lose track of where one thought ends and another begins. That's a good sign. It means you are no longer holding the narrative. The story can continue without you. As we linger here, the last traces of the cosmic imagery fade gently, like mist dissolving at dawn. What remains is sensation, warmth, weight, breath, and beneath it all, the same quiet certainty you felt among the stars. You are held, not by effort, not by intention, by something older, steadier, more patient than thought. If sleep has already begun to arrive, you don't need to listen anymore. You can let the words blur. They are not instructions. They are just companions, walking beside you until you no longer need company. If you are still awake, that is fine too. There is no hurry. The return does not demand arrival. You are already home in the only way that matters. In the next part, we will move even further into rest, letting language thin out, letting pauses grow longer, allowing sleep to take the lead if it wishes. For now, stay with the sensation of being supported. Nothing is required of you. Nothing is waiting. Everything that matters is already here. The return continues, but now it is barely noticeable. Like the last few steps of a long walk taken in the dark, when the body already knows the way. Language itself begins to soften. Sentences grow gentler. Pauses stretch wider between them. This is intentional. At this point, the mind no longer needs to follow. It only needs permission to drift. The room around you feels stable and familiar. Even if you are not consciously picturing it, your body recognizes it as safe. The temperature, the air, the subtle sounds, perhaps distant, perhaps rhythmic, blend into the background like a low tide. Nothing here asks for attention. Your awareness becomes less interested in forming images. Instead, it rests in sensation. The weight of your body settles more completely. Any remaining effort dissolves downward, drawn gently by gravity. Gravity never rushes. It waits patiently until everything is ready to be held. Your breathing now feels almost invisible. It happens somewhere beneath thought. In, out, you may no longer be counting. You may no longer be listening closely. That's okay. Sleep does not require observation. As the night deepens, thoughts arrive more slowly, and when they do, they feel unfinished, soft fragments that fade before they can fully form. This is the mind releasing its need for coherence. It is a natural descent. You might notice brief images, flicker shapes, colors, half memories. They come without meaning. They leave without explanation. There is no need to follow them. They are signs that the boundary between waking and sleeping is thinning. The universe understands this boundary well. Stars, too, pass through phases, forming, shining, softening, without ever needing to stay one thing forever. You are allowed to transition. You are allowed to let go of clarity. As awareness continues to descend, the sense of listening loosens. The words become more like a distant current than a message. If you miss a sentence, nothing is lost. If you drift away completely, nothing will be taken from you. This story does not need to be finished to be complete. In the quiet beneath thought, something very old takes over. The same intelligence that learned to breathe before you could speak. The same rhythm that guided your growth without instruction. The body remembers how to sleep. You do not have to remind it. Your eyelids may feel heavier now. Not in resistance, in readiness. The muscles around the eyes soften. The small movements of the face settle into stillness. The jaw releases. The forehead smooths. Every signal says the same thing. It is safe to rest. The vast universe you traveled through earlier does not vanish. It simply moves out of view. Like a city behind you as you close a door. Like the sea after you turn away from the shore. It continues, just as it always has. Galaxies turn. Stars burn quietly. Light keeps traveling. None of this requires your awareness. This is one of the night's greatest gifts. You are not responsible for keeping the world awake. As the descent deepens, even the idea of you becomes softer. There is less separation between thought and feeling. Less distinction between inside and outside. Awareness spreads out, thins, and settles. You may notice moments where you are not sure if you are awake or asleep. Those moments are doorways. You can pass through them without effort, simply by not turning back. Language continues to thin now. Words slow. Spaces widen. There is more silence than sound. This silence is not empty. It is full of rest. If there is any last tension remaining, some small knot the body has been holding, it will release on its own, given time. You do not need to find it. You do not need to fix it. Sleep is very good at finding what still needs to soften. And it does so gently. As gently as gravity gathers dust into stars. as gently as time smooths stone, as gently as night covers the day. You are allowed to disappear into rest for a while. Nothing will go wrong. Nothing important will be missed. When sleep fully arrives, it will not announce itself. It will simply happen. And if you are already drifting, already gone, that is exactly as it should be. Now there is very little movement left, not because it has been taken away, but because it is no longer needed. The night has settled into its deepest layer. The kind of quiet that doesn't feel empty, only complete. If you are still aware of the words, they may feel distant now, as if they are reaching you through water, softened, slowed, almost dissolving before they arrive. That is exactly where you are meant to be. At this depth, effort has no place. There is nothing left to adjust, nothing to improve. The body rests in its own intelligence. Muscles release in small, almost unnoticeable ways. The nervous system eases into a rhythm older than thought. Breath flows smoothly, without pause, without urgency. You are no longer doing rest. Rest is simply happening. In this stillness, the sense of time loosens completely. Minutes and seconds no longer matter. There is only the present softness, wide and unmeasured. The universe exists like this too. Between events, between formations, between bright moments, there are immense spans of calm. Most of cosmic history is not dramatic. It is quiet. Stars spend far more time shining steadily than they do changing. Galaxies spend far more time turning gently than colliding. Stillness is not the absence of life. It is the background that allows life to endure. Your body understands this without explanation. As awareness sinks deeper, even the idea of listening fades. Words no longer form clearly. Meaning no longer assembles. This is not confusion. It is surrender. The mind releases its role, trusting the night to carry things forward. If thoughts appear now, they are soft and incomplete. They drift in, lose shape, drift away. You do not follow them. You do not finish them. They were never meant to be completed. In this depth, there is no story left to tell. Only presence, thin, quiet, almost transparent. And beneath that presence, something even more fundamental, safety. The kind that does not need reassurance. The kind that does not ask questions. Your body knows it is held, not metaphorically, physically, by the surface beneath you, by gravity, by the gentle limits of the room, by the same universal order that holds stars in orbit and keeps galaxies intact. Nothing is slipping. Nothing is at risk. The night does not require vigilance. You are allowed to let go completely. At this point, sleep often deepens without memory. Awareness dissolves into a soft blankness, not dark, just quiet. If that is happening now, there is nothing more you need to hear. The story has already done its work. But if a thin thread of awareness remains, it is welcome too. There is no wrong way to rest. The universe does not insist on uniform states. Some stars shine brightly. Some glow faintly. Some rest in darkness between cycles. All belong. You belong. As the stillness deepens further, language becomes unnecessary. Pauses stretch longer than sentences. Silence carries more than sound ever could. This is the place where sleep becomes self-sustaining, where dreams begin forming quietly, without images yet, without narrative, just texture, just tone. Like the deep ocean before waves form. Nothing needs to be remembered from here. Nothing needs to be brought back. Rest is enough. If you are asleep now, this voice has already faded. If you're hovering at the edge, you can step over without effort. Simply stop listening. Simply allow. Everything continues safely without you. The stars keep their places. The galaxy keeps its slow turn. The night keeps its promise. And you rest. There is almost nothing left to say now. And that is exactly right. The night has taken over gently, without announcement, without instruction. Like a familiar presence that knows when words are no longer needed. If any awareness remains, it is thin and quiet, barely there, like the last glow of a star just before dawn erases it from view. You are no longer traveling. You are no longer returning. You are resting. The body has settled fully into its own rhythm. Breath moves where it needs to move. The heart keeps time softly, steadily. Muscles remain loose, supported, unconcerned. Nothing is waiting for you. Nothing is unfinished in this moment. The universe continues its vast, patient work without interruption. Galaxies turn in silence. Stars burn calmly in places you will never need to visit. Light keeps traveling across distances so great they no longer require witness. Everything that matters continues. And because of that, you are free to sleep. If dreams begin to form, they will do so quietly. Not as stories, but as textures. Colors without edges. Feelings without names. You do not need to follow them. Sleep does not need direction. It is a natural descent into safety. The night understands you. It knows that rest is not something you earn. It is something you return to. If you are already asleep, then these words are no longer reaching you. They have dissolved into the same quiet that holds the stars. If you are still hovering at the edge, you can let go now. There is nothing left to listen for. The story does not end. It simply stops asking for attention. Before the voice fades completely, there is just one gentle reminder, offered without urgency, without expectation. If this story brought you calm, leave a gentle comment for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe for more peaceful nighttime journeys. Here, no one rests alone. Every story is a soft lantern in the dark. And now, even that can drift away. Sleep arrives exactly when it needs to. If sleep arrives, you are already home.